Hey, Tim Sykes here, and it is the weekend, so I think it's a good time to review my trades, your trades, what patterns are working, what patterns are difficult. Everyone always thinks that the most money that you'll make is being there for like these hot picks. What you don't realize is that the most money you'll make is in study. Obviously, you need hot picks. Obviously, you need hot plays, but what is your preparation? And this is why I love using, night times, weekends, whenever the market is closed to really assess and review. And I said this in the chat room. I said, who's going to watch a weekend video lesson? Most people won't. Most people, want to have their free time on the weekends. And in their minds, they only want to work like Monday to Friday. And that will hold them back their entire lives. If you want to work a 9-to-5 job, you will get paid 9-to-5 job type money, which if you do have a 9-to-5 job, or if you know somebody who does, or if maybe in the past you had a 9-to-5 job and then maybe your company had to let you go, it's not enough, okay? All I want for you is to live the best life possible, have the most freedom, and that takes a lot of preparation and studying. So I'm going to go over my trades. I wasn't perfect last week. Lots for me to improve on. But before I do, I got to give a special shout out to Jack Kellogg. I just tweeted about him. He showed me how to ride a quad, which is kind of scary because he goes very fast and I don't like going fast. But, he showed me his new house. He's now up over 13 million, 1.5 million, I believe, on the year. Yeah, even though he has some losses. And most importantly, $500,000 plus in the past month. And he's having like $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 days. So I'm going to include a video that he also did. So I'll embed that in the video below this, or, I'll put these videos together. But I think it's really good to learn from those who are really crushing it and on fire and in a good groove. But at the same time, like Jack hasn't always been in a good groove this year or in the past. It's very easy to not really have the right mindset or the right strategy at any given time. And it doesn't matter how bad you want to be rich, doesn't matter how bad you want to succeed. If you're using the wrong strategy, you have the wrong mindset, you will lose. And, some people lose big. Like if you're a short seller and you're shorting a lot of these fundamentally flawed companies, but you don't respect the upside, you're going to get crushed. So it's about staying in the groove, learning from your successes, learning from your mistakes. I will encourage you to watch this election shock that Jack and I just filmed together because, now that the election is over and, we're in this pretty much amazing bull market, you really need to learn how to capitalize. And some people didn't tune in because you're like, I don't want to think about the election, but it should help you. You can really learn why stocks are moving a certain way at this time of year, even post-election. So I encourage you to watch that. It's free. I'll post a link below, and I'll also combine Jack's webinar or actually his video lesson so that you can learn from him. Challenge students, watch this webinar. Jack just gave a great webinar on Friday talking about how he banks so much on DXYZ and Fannie Mae. It's an hour long, and I really encourage you, everyone in the challenge, to watch that. If you're not in the challenge, get in the challenge. Jack is giving weekly webinars. Tim Grattani is giving weekly webinars. My two 8-figure students, the students have become the teachers, and they've both made more than I have in far less time, but they frankly had a good foundation. They learned from the other millionaire traders in the challenge. They learned the proper rules. I never had a teacher. I'm not using that as an excuse. I'm just saying the way that it is. So my education is flawed. My journey is flawed because I did not learn the proper way, and I want you to do better. I'm not angry that Jack makes much more than me. I'm not angry that Tim Grattani makes much more than me. I'm proud of them. And every single one of you in the challenge should be watching all of Jack Kellogg's webinars, all of Tim Grattani webinars, even if you're not trading big. I get this. Like some people are like, oh, I don't care. I don't need to learn from somebody who's trading big. Tim, I just want to learn from you. You trade small. It's good to learn from me where I trade small, and this is why I trade small, so that, I can put myself in your position with similar account size, similar kinds of trades. But it's also good to learn to see what's possible later on. Never forget, Jack Kellogg, Tim Grattani, once upon a time, they might have, 15 million in profits or 16 million for Tim Grattani, 13 million plus so far for Jack. But once upon a time, they only had a few $1,000s to their name. So while you learn from me and Ellis, who's also giving awesome weekly webinars in the challenge, definitely learn how to grow a small account, but have your eye on the prize. Becoming not just a 7-figure trader, but an 8-figure profit trader. That's the prize later on. And the cool thing is, Jack Kellogg, Tim Grittani, myself, we're not trading that many different stocks. They just have bigger positions, okay? That's the beauty of this. Like, if you look at Jack Kellogg's trades, okay, he's still making $1,000, $2,000, but sometimes he has a $50,000 profit because he's taking huge size. If you look at my trades, I don't have $50,000 profits for the year. I mean, Jack has made more in the past 2 weeks than I've made all year. But at the same time, I'm taking small positions, and I'm fine with that. And I donate all of these trading profits to charity too. I want to teach you the process. So definitely watch Jack Kellogg's webinar from November 15th if you are in the challenge. If you're not in the challenge, again, I'll post a link below. Anybody can join, but be ready to study. It's not about just hot picks. It's about preparation. Every single night, every single weekend, you choose how much time you want to put into your studying. And people don't think that like a webinar from, last week or last month or even last year is helpful. That's wrong. Every single piece of information that you can glean from these people who have done the seemingly impossible will help you in your trading career in the future. Okay? There is no detail too small that it doesn't matter. I'll tell you, the smallest details lead to the biggest profits in the long run. There's a lot of people who just teach general stuff. Buy low, sell high, invest in good companies. That's not going to make you a millionaire anytime soon. If you have a small account, you need to learn the intricacies of how to really speculate with small size, like Ellis and I teach, or with big size, like Jack Kellogg and Tim Grittani teaches. But this is why I have more and more millionaire students. Again, shout out to Chase. I should have complimented him to start this video. I'm sorry, too much is going on. Chase is my newest millionaire. We filmed an interview the other day. We'll get it up probably in the next 2 or 3 days. Where's Chase? This is Chase. Not only did he, bust through $1 million, he actually finished the week at 1.3 million. He had a $400,000 week. And some people are like, how is this possible? When we post the interview, you'll hear what he's done, why he's pushing it. But again, he's been my student since 2018. He's been in the challenge for, 6 years. He would not take such size. He would not have such plans early on in his career. He's taking it step by step. But when the opportunity is there, he has nailed it. And you'll be surprised when you learn about the trades that made him $400,000 plus. Guess what? It's related to the election shock. Surprise! We're telling the truth. Surprise! This is an industry full of fakes and frauds. Surprise! I'm real. Jack Kellogg is real. I just need people to understand that, we're a little different, okay? And it's not like we're the best and we're perfect all the time. Jack has a win rate of a little over only 50%. But the fact is that we are real. We have done the seemingly impossible. And there are catalysts like the election shock that you should be aware of. I'll talk more about Chase when we get the interview up, but congrats to Chase. Congrats to Jack. After all that happy news, let's get to my sad news. Because Jack is banking, Chase is banking. I'm really not. I'm zigging when I should zag. I'm zagging when I should zig. Just in the past week, it's a really frustrating week for me. Still green, okay? I made a few $1,000, but really wasted a lot of opportunities. Did not capitalize. It was really kind of choppy and annoying, and I was really pissed at myself on Friday. So this is my trading last week, roughly $7,000 on the week. Really just wasted a lot of opportunities. Really choppy trading, no big wins, no, huge losses, but really just defensive trading. And I guess I'll start with, where should I start? There's so many plays to go over. UAVS, I think, probably. This is a good example. I probably already even did a video lesson on this. I don't even know, to tell you the truth. If I did one, I'll just do it again because it's important that you learn. These are the plays that you should focus on, FYI. These big runners, okay? I know that they do financings. I know that they also drop. But when they're hot, they can really run. And this thing ran up nicely from the 1s to the 4s. This is all, this is 8 a.m. on the 14th. and this is 10 a.m. on the 14th. 2 hours to nearly triple your money, okay? What was the news? If you look at it, they secured 17 new purchase orders. So, and it's the U.S. government. So, why are U.S. government contracts so good? 17 orders from the U.S. government versus 17 orders from a random person. The U.S. government is huge because A, the U.S. government has a big budget. They can buy more. And if the U.S. government is buying, then theoretically other governments can buy too. And they deal with, if you read the news, it's all about drones and drone security, which is obviously a hot topic given the way the world is. And this is a former runner, okay? So really wasn't hard for me to buy. Well, 1 year doesn't show much. 3 years doesn't show much. Come on. Oh, they did the reverse split, so you can't even see. So it never went to 17,000, okay? They've just done reverse split after reverse split because they're trying to stay listed. It shouldn't be a $2.80 stock. It's probably like a 2-cent stock in reality. But once upon a time, it did spike huge. And if they didn't do so many reverse splits, you would see even more spikes recently. But this is the beautiful thing about these plays. You don't need to hold them for the long term. You need to be there when they're hot. Okay? Leave that comment below and say, I will be there when it's hot. And, I'll include Jack's lesson in this video too. He's crushing it because he's trading the stocks that are in play and he's trading them when they're hot. I don't care about what this stock does after it spikes all the way, from the 1s to nearly 5. I don't care about this stair step down and this fading. I don't care. I want to be there when it's hot. And the contract was there. And this is my problem, because if you look at my trades on UAVS, sure, I'm buying it, I'm there, but I'm trading it so damn conservatively. And I look back and I'm just like, what the heck, dude? Like, I've been trading this stuff for 20 plus years. Why am I so conservative? I get it. I wasn't up early. I missed the initial run up. So you can't say like, wow, I completely screwed up. You never know if you're chasing too much. But when you have new highs after new highs after new highs pre-market, and it's a former supernova and it's in this market, I could bring up literally 3, 4, 5 dozen stocks like this that don't necessarily hold their gains till the end of the day, let alone even like midday. But pre-market, they're flying. They're doubling, tripling, quadrupling, quintupling. And I got to be more aggressive. I have a puny position size. I take my, barely 10%. Just stupid. Just stupid. And then when the market opens, I realize that it's going higher, so I get back in. But again, I'm scared of chasing. So another small win on the way up. And then, this third time, this is like when I'm dip buying it after it's already dropped. And it's, there's not as much opportunity on the dips. You got to get it on the front side. So I pretty much wasted this whole opportunity here. Too small size, not being aggressive enough. That's a mistake. Okay? Unfortunately, because I recognize that, that's going to make me more aggressive on some other pre-market runners. And that's where I get into trouble. This is what I'm saying. Like, you zag when you should zig, zig when you should zag. The best lesson from UAVS, I should have been more aggressive. Okay? Unfortunately, I took that lesson. VVPR was a nice little after hours runner. I was, a little aggressive on that, locked it in. I'm happy with that. This is what I'm not happy with. My SPPL trading. Okay? Technically I still made a little bit of money, but this was such a wasted trade. This is me being too aggressive pre-market because I'm remembering how UAVS ran and SPPL on Friday, also got a contract, and it's to supply, the Singapore airport for cleaning robots. Again, some people, short sellers, will say it's only a $400,000 contract. It's small. There's going to be some remaining airport terminals, maybe 1.8 million. It's still small, okay? And cleaning robots aren't like the hottest industry. Yeah, it's robots, but it's like cleaning bots. It's just not that big. But again, you have to think, if Singapore's airport, in Singapore, if you've ever been, I've been several times, it's one of the cleanest in the world. So if one of the cleanest places in the world is using these cleaning robots, theoretically, other less clean places will also hire these robots. So the news was good. But because of UAVS, I'm like, I got to be more aggressive. And unfortunately, like, sometimes this happens where you get the big spike. This was pre-market. from, 88 cents up to $1.60, so nearly a double, but it came down all the way to $1.11. This was very different from UAVS. UAVS did not have this big drop. And probably the reason being like SPPL has more shorts for better or worse. And the shorts just dominated this stock right here. And, again, I made a little bit of money, into new highs for the day. And I was happy, but I need a bigger position size. And I thought I was chasing a little bit. And then right here, this is just bad where I'm getting in on the dip and I'm like, okay, this play can still spike. And I think this is actually a pretty good entry, but this is where I got scared because of, UAVS basically failed, within the first hour. So I'm thinking that this play isn't going to spike all day and that there's like an expiration date. And then I'm just worried, like, what if it never comes back, right? Like it was all right in here, right near the open. And you have a lot of spikes and fades, and sometimes they spike and then fade and they never come back. And so I'm dip buying it correctly. I'm taking a little more size correctly. But this exit is probably one of my worst exits of the year. It's already way off its highs. They had the good news. I missed this entire run up. And okay, you can say, well, Tim, like a lot of these plays spike and then they fade, so you're not wrong. But the problem is that if you are going to dip buy, you're thinking that it's going to respike. Obviously, it's not always going to be an exact science. Like I was on the right track. But for me, I just did not have confidence in the trade. In hindsight, I should have doubled up and then sold into this awesome short squeeze. Because my entry in the 120s was really good off of the highs of 160. But this exit was terrible. And again, hindsight is 2020. So yeah, you can say I should have doubled up, but I was just scared that it was going to fade. And for me, I think the solution is either A, sell here, but then rebuy when it starts acting properly. Like I can't be afraid to rebuy when it starts spiking with much bigger volume. I got to rebuy in the 120s or even the 130s because then my thesis is back on. So, you can cut losses. Sometimes I say cut losses quickly, and this is a sketchy stock. So maybe rebuy, maybe sell half, maybe double up. Like there's so many different options that you can take if you realize that these plays are going to spike big pre-market and near the open. And I think that the biggest thing here is that because it dropped so much from the 160s to the 110s, I'm thinking like, oh my God, this is going under $1. I'm going to get wrecked. But I did not take into account the fact that, probably a big reason why it dropped from 160 down to the teens is because shorts just pounded it. And shorts being over aggressive is such a gift to us because it creates great squeezes. And, I look at this and I think like, yeah, it's choppy and it's scary and I don't want to be too aggressive, but at the same time, so much opportunity. Like, how I always thank the short sellers for being so narrow-minded and toxic. Like the shorts helped push this up. This is such a beautiful squeeze from 110, to 172. So this is basically a 50% spike from 9:34 to 10:12 a.m. So 40 minutes and you make 50% on your money. And again, I wouldn't chase any of these plays. SPPL, you can see kind of triple topped. ARAN was also an earnings winner, and this one kind of triple topped. You don't want to chase that. There was an earnings winner, and I sold it when it couldn't break 7 convincingly. So, I locked that in. A case can be made not, trading too aggressively. But you see UA, no double top or triple top in sight when it's spiking huge. So you got to recognize the difference. When the plays are just cutting through prices like butter, like warm butter, it can go higher and it can go a lot higher and shorts are just wrong. Also, when plays are dipping so much, but then they start spiking and it's like, this is literally straight down and then straight up. You got to be aware that the shorts can get squeezed. And so plays like this can be good dip buys. At least early on. Again, all of these plays are dying by 11 a.m. And, when you hear Jack's webinar or video lesson, depending on what you study, he actually sets his buying power at $1, I think at around noon. He's just trading in the morning and he's making $500,000 in the past month. And then he has his whole day free because this is where the volatility is. This is where the short squeezes are. And this is pretty much happening everywhere. So I think it's good for you to recognize, again, where the money is, where these plays are hot, when you should be buying. Leave a comment below. Say, I will be there when it's hot. I don't care about this fading action at the end. I'm not even interested in it. All I care about is this kind of action. So every day, you got to try to wake up early. I know it's tough. I don't like waking up early either. But, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 a.m. Eastern, we're having giant runs. And these aren't even like the biggest. I mean, earlier in the week, we had plays that were like 3, 4, 5, 10 times in a few minutes. And if you have a small account, I really think this is the best place. But long story short, we have some good plays. I got to be better. I got to be more aggressive early on with my buys. I need to take bigger size. I need to aim for more when the action is right. And then on dip buys like SPPI, I gotta man up. I gotta either double up or triple up or, sell and then rebuy. But there's so much opportunity when these stocks are fitting these patterns. And I want you to capitalize. Again, if you want to learn more, watch this election chalk that I will post a link to. Watch Jack Kellogg's webinar if you're in the challenge from November 15th. Really encourage you to learn from that. And, Jack has his own newsletters. I'll link his newsletters. His newsletters have been on fire, with 7-figure cycles and power trading algo. Use all of these tools, again, just to get prepared so that you can see these hot stocks immediately. The sooner you focus on these hot stocks, the better you understand why these patterns are working, the more you understand, how to capitalize. That all leads to more success. Study on weekends, study at night, study whenever you can. Because when these stocks are moving so fast, it's really difficult to try to study. Because by the time you study, the plays have already moved. So you got to study at a time. That's why I'm making this video lesson. That's why I'm going to link a whole bunch of stuff underneath. Study up. Again, leave a comment below. Let me know if you understand and if you're going to be there when these plays are hot. The opportunity is now. It's not going away anytime soon. No matter what the overall market is doing, small caps are on fire lately, and there's plays and short squeezes every single day. So those of you with small accounts, this is the time to really learn and to try to grow your accounts, not just your brokerage accounts, but your knowledge accounts too. Study up. I'll see you in chat.
Alrighty, what's going on, guys? Jack Kellogg here. Just coming at you with a little recap that I wanted to go over for November 2024, the first 2 weeks and 1 day of the month. And as you can see, I do have a couple red days here, but this is only because I took swing positions overnight that I was green in. So you can see these 2 days were actually bigger than they were supposed to be too. All these days were right around both 40, 50K and then 35, 35K or whatever it was. So technically I have made money every single day of these first 11 days of trading following the election of Donald Trump and prior to the election of Donald Trump by a few days. And it's crazy how both weeks are within $1,300 of each other, which is about, I don't know, a 0.5% chance of happening. Maybe less considering the numbers. It's not like I made $200 each month. I mean, it's 187. Like it's just funny how it works out. But it just shows the good groove that I'm in with trading. I'm in a really good groove, and I'm continuing to do my best to stay on that big groove because I know that these small gains, quote unquote, at least that's how I'm looking at them in my head. I'm not shooting for the fence. I'm not shooting to make 200,000 in 1 day. I'm not shooting to make 200,000 in 1 hour. I'm shooting to make that, 100, 200K over a week, shooting to make 20K a day, 30K, 40, 50K a day, which is relatively easy for somebody with nearly 10 years of experience and several years of profitability experience, going through a lot of different market cycles, going through a previous election year and going through the previous election year before that, 2016, 2020, 2024 now. And really just the key is to protect your mental fortitude at all costs. Protect your mental. And what do I mean by that? I mean, do not get yourself in a position where you take a huge loss. Don't put yourself in a position where you can't focus on the market when you need to. Be able to dedicate that time to be able to get into the market and get out once you see that number reached. And that's kind of what I'm going for and transitioning into here too, is that every day you kind of have this goal and have this number. And right when I kind of hit that 30, 40, 50K for the day, I put my buying power down to $1. I wire out 50 to 75% of my profits and realize that money into my bank account. So it's not just, fun money. It's not just monopoly money. I am trading for a living here. I'm trading for a salary. I'm trading to make money and use that money to invest in other safer asset classes, because we're trading penny stocks. We're trading super volatile stocks up and down. So if I left all my money in my account, I'm surely going to take a $500,000 loss like I have in the past, and I'm not willing to do that anymore. I'm not willing to put myself in a position to take a $500,000 loss, because what I'm doing is I'm taking that money out, and I'm taking that money out, and I'm taking that money out, and I'm keeping my account small. I'm keeping my account around 200K, 300K, 250K. And right when I'm making that money, I'm taking it out. I have all the buying power that I need with that account size. Anything more is just dangerous size. It's a position where maybe I'm in a position where I'm down 50K and I don't want to take the loss, and I'm just adding to the max account value, millions of dollars, and I'm losing 20% on that, and I'm losing $500,000 or something. So it's really key for me right now is to stay in this good mental mindset. And I've been doing this, guys, now for multiple weeks now. If we scroll back even to October, you can see also that these 2 weeks were around also 140 and 163. These 2 weeks I didn't trade that much. I was doing some other stuff, and then this week I got a little bit emotional, I will say, and I did make actually 6,400 this day. So you can see that I finished this month about break even, and I did have a pretty bad 67K loss, but I knew to log off at that point because I do have 67K green days. I do make 60K here, 55K here, 76K here, 50K, 96K. So this is still in my risk parameter. This is still something that I have to be okay with, losing that much money. And it's really different from previous months, right? This was a previous month in September. You can see that I'm just trading for grand slams. I'm looking to make 100K or lose, hundreds of thousands of dollars on one trade and not really trade all the days. Whereas this, I'm really just looking to lock in, dial in, and I'm looking to trade and make that money. So my trading is so much different from how it was the previous parts of the year, and I found this rhythm, and I'm doing everything I can to stay in this rhythm. And that's what I suggest you guys do too, is stay in this rhythm, find what works for you, find what pattern works for you, and continue to know what also your triggers are. Know what your triggers are. For me, when I have a massive green day, I have to really tone it down the next day, because that's what my statistics show me, is that I'm very vulnerable I'm really vulnerable to take a huge loss after a huge green day. And I'm also very vulnerable to take losses on Monday. So going into tomorrow, I'm already telling myself, okay, I'm going to get up at 4 a.m. I'm going to take some trades. I'm going to take some, low volume trades at 4 a.m. because the volume's not going to be that good. I'm going to take a few trades, get all my FOMO out, and then go into the open calm. Go into the open, not all, over the weekend, all this tension to trade and make all this money and do this and do that. So I'm going to get all that out of me, and then I'm going to go into the open with a much clearer head. I do have some positions over the weekend, which are going good as of right now. That could change come Monday morning's gap ups or gap downs. Because I do have some positions over the weekend. They are going good. I did have a big green day, but like I said, this was only about half because I made the other half on this day. I just didn't count because I took the position overnight, and I made more the next day, just a little bit more, but the majority of the gains came on this day, which was a green day. So this is all my points here. I know I am talking fast, but I'm trying to jam as much knowledge as I can into this so you guys can understand what I'm seeing and how I'm doing this. And let's just keep it going. Let's keep the good times rolling. Let's avoid those big blow up losses, and let's continue to work hard and really milk this fortunate market that the election year has given us so far, the rates cutting has given us so far, and keep it going. So I will catch you guys in the next one.